Hey there. So, I haven't really fallen in love with my 23 GX460 yet. And I say that because I didn't get this car to be like 100%, even though it is my daily driver. Once I pay off this car, I hope to get something like a sports car or something that kind of is my daily driver. But the reason I haven't fallen in love with this car yet is just because I still plan to take this car out west once I build it up, once I get the suspension and kind of like the main components for me to get it out west, where I feel it's ready to go. And I think I'll truly fall in love with this car out west, because when I had my 22 TRD Pro 4runner in Ohio, man, I didn't really use it as intended, right? It's just kind of like a glorified off-roader. And I did take it to some off-road parks locally. There's this one in Indiana called Haspens Acres or something like that. And there's this one near Red River Gorge in Kentucky. But the problem is, most of the off-roading here locally is just a bunch of redneck mudding. And while that's fun, it's not necessarily the off-roading that I enjoy. I like being able to... Apparently only Ohio, only 2% of the land is public. Whereas in the American Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, west of Texas, it's a lot of Bureau of Land Management land. And on most highways, rural highways, there's just little dirt trails that you'll see off into the distance. And who knows what kind of ghost town or what kind of place you'll find. And while most cars can probably take those roads, there are sometimes some tricky spots and maybe a lot of mud and things like that. And that's the kind of light off-roading that I do. And there are some more technical trails that lead you to certain places, and they post signs that say 4x4 high clearance, whatever needed. Those are the kinds of trails that I want to go on, and we don't have any of that here in Ohio. Nothing. When I used to live in Utah, in Draper, Utah, in between Provo and Salt Lake City, within 30-40 minutes, I could go past Saratoga Springs and I would be out in the deserts, in the country, public land. It would be beautiful. Here in Cincinnati, Ohio, if I drive 40 minutes, if I drive 3 hours, I end up in Dayton, I end up in Toledo. And no offense, I mean, Dayton and Toledo are kind of gross and boring. It is a great settle-down city, but I guess the reason I haven't fallen in love with this car is because I haven't taken it to the places I want to take it to. So I kind of feel like, man, I'm just biding my time until I get all my parts ready to go. And then I can take my little Great Escape and gallivant out west for a little bit and then come back home. I haven't seen what this car is capable of, because to be honest, I don't really want to take this car redneck mudding here in Indiana, Kentucky, just because it's not my style of off-roading. It's not my fun. I think if I did want to do something like that, I'd get like an old 90s Jeep Cherokee, or maybe an old Tacoma or 4runner, and just put like big old mud tires on that thing, and just that's its only purpose in life, to be just the purest redneck slash... Well, I don't want to combine the two, because I think, I don't know. I feel like there's a specific car for that stuff. But, also, I mean, I know this, but the gas mileage on this car is kind of, it's bad. I get 300 miles to the tank. When I first got this car brand new, I think I got through 50 miles, but as I've added more and more weight on this car, it's gotten steadily worse gas mileage. So my plans are to take out the third row seat, get like a drawer system in there, take out the spare tire once I lift this, get the side skirts off. So I know the gas mileage on this car is terrible, but yeah, I don't know. Just a little bit of ranting, but so kind of my plans this summer to really do fall in love with this car is, so I had moved to Salt Lake City Draper for about 8 months or so, because I work remote, so I didn't necessarily have to be anywhere specific. And what I found is that I don't like staying in a place very long, and I get homesick and lonely, and Cincinnati is my home, and this is where I come home and recharge. So having an actual apartment somewhere, while it was nice, I felt restricted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Texas for a month, get an Airbnb, then I'm going to move on to maybe New Mexico or Arizona, and just kind of like stay in a central place, but not too long, but just long enough for me to get a taste of the area, and then move on to the next town. And then in the summer, you know, as it gets hotter and hotter, I want to take that Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and come back through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan back to Ohio. So I think that'll be kind of my journey and my path in the summer, and this is the perfect car I think I want to experiment that with. And I do feel like, man, I should have kept my 4runner, because my 4runner, actually, I only had like a 3% interest rate on that car, and when I got in 22, and my payments were only $858 a month, and that was including some of the added warranties and things that I got on it. I put like $10,000 down on that car. This car, I guess the reason why I also haven't fallen in love with it, because I'm paying, believe me, this is stupid, I know, but I don't have any other debt, so it's okay. I pay $1,200 a month for this car. $1,200 a month, which is a stupid amount of payment, and Dave Ramsey would probably locate me and murder me for saying that. Not that I care too much about those types of YouTube channels, but I'm not using $1,200 worth of this car every month in Ohio. $850 a month in Utah. I was using the 4runner every single weekend, going to Moab, going to Indian National Parks, just taking off-roading. Every weekend I was doing that with the 4runner, and I felt like I used that car. I made use of the money I was paying for it. So $1,200 is a big payment, and I feel like I'm only really using about maybe a quarter or a third of that monthly payment here in Ohio, because I can't do what I want to do with this car here in Ohio. For right now, it's just kind of a mall crawler type car, you know? But once I get it out there to those proving grounds where I really enjoy letting loose, because I think the Northeast, I haven't been up there to Maine and Vermont. I heard those places are beautiful, but they don't have that BLM, Bureau of Land Management, public land. That's only in the American Southwest and the Western United States, like the Pacific Northwest and stuff. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm using the full amount, you know, of this car. So, just kind of my thoughts, kind of my rants a little bit, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you feel like when you get a car, do you think, man, am I going to use $1,200 worth of that car a month? Or, fuck it, I'm just going to get that car and it is what it is. But yeah, those are just some of my thoughts, and I don't know, I can't wait to get this thing on some proper tires, 33s, and take it to those trails that I love, because there's so many ghost towns and things that I want to take it to out there. Man, there's a couple of these old mineral mining towns in like Arizona, New Mexico, where they used to mine uranium, mercury, chloride, silver. I love visiting the ghost towns, and some of them are like 20-30 miles off-road, and you need a good off-roader to get there. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this car performs. I'm sure it'll do really well on long road trips. So I don't know, I'm excited. And I hope to build this YouTube channel more and more. I thought I was going to do a lot more with my 4runner out west, but sometimes having a YouTube channel, but like making it your main thing, I don't know if that's for me, but I'm trying, I'm trying to make it, something more substantial. But it's like whenever I got to like a really cool destination in my 4runner back in Utah, even just the process of getting out the camera and taking videos and stuff, I just wanted to take in the place, and I felt like, man, every time even though it's kind of cool to show it, like I wanted to enjoy the moment for myself and not necessarily for YouTube, So I guess I guess now though, I really do like posting the car, and I think I'm, you know, it's a popular topic and things like that. So I don't know, it's kind of cool.